Good morning, gamers. Greylock here, and this is our daily look at gaming news. And today is Monday. Happy Monday. Most of us are going back to work today, right? So maybe it's not so happy, but in any case, it's February 27th. The month is almost over. We're almost into March. One more day to go. And let's go ahead and take a look at what happened this day in gaming. And I'm over here at GameFAQs.com, and just going to pick out some of the highlights here that I thought were interesting. 15 years ago on this date, Command & Conquer Renegade was released. And I knew it sounded familiar. I actually had to look it up. That was the Command & Conquer that was like a first-person shooter. Not sure that it did very good out there in the market, but still a very unique title. And then if we go to 8 years ago, we had on the PlayStation 3, Killzone 2 was released. And then finally, if we go to 2 years ago on the PC, we had Dragon Ball Xenoverse released. So those are some of the top games that were released on this date in history. And now let's go to our next page here, our first news story. And this is over at GameSpot.com. And they're saying, hey, a lot of retailers still have the PS4 and Xbox One for only $250, even though it was supposed to expire on the 25th. So if you missed out on that deal, you may want to check all your retailers and e-tailers to see if they still have them on sale. Because what a great deal. And these, a lot of these have bundled in games too. So very, very cool. They're showing a PlayStation 4 with Uncharted 4. I'd love to get that. Plus Xbox One with Battlefield 1 and Xbox One with Minecraft. So some great bundles there. So let's go on to our next story here. Staying with sales and how many copies of games sold. We have a story here from Elder Scrolls Online saying that they sold 8.5 million copies. Well, that's pretty good. Although I think many of those may have been at a very, very huge discount. I know I picked up my copy on the Xbox, which I haven't had a chance to try it post-patch. The graphics just didn't look Xbox One quality to me when I played it last, but I'll be getting back to it. But nonetheless, I picked up my copy for only $15. So looks like they're up about 1.5 million copies. Across all three platforms since E3 last year. So I'm sure the sale helped out with that quite a bit. Are you playing Elder Scrolls Online? And what platform are you playing it on? Let me know in the comments. And I'm going to try it out again probably Wednesday. I'll probably Twitch over at the Gamer Show. In any case, let's take a look at another news story about sales. And this is over at GameSpot.com. And it looks like the PlayStation VR has passed 915,000 sold. So it's almost up to 1 million sold. And that's really good. I don't know what the Oculus and Vive have done, but I think that's a really good to hit 1 million. Now, there are like 55 million PlayStation 4s out there. So this is only 1 in 55, console owners has one. But still, to move 1 million pieces of a piece of hardware is pretty impressive. So I'd actually love to get this bundled with a PS4 Pro. But in any case, we'll have to see what the future holds. But so I thought that was very interesting. I wanted to share that with you. If anybody has one out there, I'd love to hear it. I actually have an Oculus Rift, and I like it. But today with VR, you have to look straight ahead. You can't look to the side. If you want to look to the side, you have to turn your head. And the resolution is a little bit lower than what you would have on a 1080p TV. So it'd be interesting to think what people think about the PlayStation VR. Let's go to our next news story here. Staying with the VR theme, this new Samsung Gear VR with controller announced. Now, the controller is pretty cool. It's a lot like the controller that you get with the Oculus Rift, with the addition that it has volume buttons on it. So that's, and it's, I think it has an accelerometer in it, so it knows where it is in game, I'm guessing, because that's the way the Google Play works. And they say it just makes it easier and more enjoyable. So you can see this entire story up at GameSpot.com, but they didn't really go into what's better with the headset. So I'm still waiting to see what happens when the Galaxy, what is it going to be? Galaxy S8 comes out, to see if that enhances this at all. All right, so let's go to our next news story. And this is a story about the file size of Mass Effect Andromeda. And it will have a day one patch. Not too surprising. They have to send it out to be manufactured, a couple weeks ahead of time. The volume they have to produce to get it on all the stores. So it's, rather than delaying the game, having a day one patch, to me, is not a big deal. As long as the game that comes on the disc is 100% playable for those who don't have internet, then, adding extras in with a day one patch is not a big deal to me. But the file size here, they're saying it's going to be, on the PC, it's going to be 55 gig, which is, to me, seems typical for 1080p games. On the Xbox and PS4, they're saying anywhere between 45 and 60 gig. So the patch itself, I know that was in the story here. The patch is fairly a good size. Where is it? They're not saying. I don't see it now. But in any case, that's what we have from this story over at GameSpot. And one more story. They're talking about, I don't know why I get such an itchy nose today. They're talking about Star Citizen adds a new ship, and crowdfunding for Star Citizen passes 144 million now. I've purchased a copy, and I think it's cool that you can walk around first person and jump in your ship and then fly your ship. That is cool. That is something that is not present in Elite Dangerous, which I also play a lot of, or I play a lot of. I don't play a lot of Star Citizen. But one of the things in Elite Dangerous is you do missions to earn money to get ships, and it's not that hard to do. I mean, the final ships, the huge ships like the Anaconda and whatnot, they take a lot of cash to buy. Millions, hundreds of millions. However, in Star Citizen, it seems like the way you get ships is to buy them with cash. And to me, I'm a little put off by that. So if you're out there and you're playing Star Citizen, and if you know of another way to get ships other than forking over $50, $60, $140 in this case, then I'd love to hear from you, because I don't know. I just think it's odd that you would have to pay for ships when in other games you just earn them for free as you play. So maybe I'm missing something, but I just thought that here they hit a milestone, $144 million in funding, and yet they have yet to release a playable game, a game that you can actually play. I mean, you can get in your ship and fly around and do combat and whatnot, but you can't actually, the universe is closed off to you. There's only a few places you can go and a few missions. So the fact that they have all this money and I don't even know how to get a ship, it's a kind of weird, I think. But straighten me out. If you think something different, let me know in the comments. And I think that is our last story. Yes, it is. So if you've enjoyed the show, please like it and subscribe and share it with your friends. And if you want to help us make it even better, you can support us with, I think it's 50 cents a week over at patreon.com/goodgame. And with that, I just want to thank everybody who's currently backing the show and wish you all not only a happy Monday, but a great week as well. So until tomorrow morning, peace.